Hey, what's up, guys? Game wrapped up a little less than 2 hours ago. I was watching the Mariners game, which is why I didn't make a video right after. I'm repping the Mariners as well because the Mariners won. The Seahawks did not, but what we saw out there today, pretty good. Um, Vikings win 21-20. It was a fun game. It was actually a pretty good preseason game. Vikings won on a, you know, 2-minute drive where they were down seven. They got the touchdown. They got the 2-point conversion. Um, Seahawks drove down to the 2-yard line actually, but time ran out. So pretty good as far as preseason games go. And I'm coming away from this one feeling pretty good. So let's let's go through it. Offensively, it really seems like we're going to be able to run the ball this year. And if somehow, for some reason, we end up not being able to run the ball this year, I'm going to be surprised at this point because Chris Carson looks clearly better than the running backs that we had for most of the season last year. He plays differently, he approaches the game differently, and it seems to be worth, several more yards over the course of a game. And when you add that to the fact that I think the offensive line and some of the peripheral blockers are playing a lot better, it seems like we really have something. And if we can run the ball effectively this year, I think that'll help unlock all the other things on this team that need to be unlocked offensively anyway, because whether we like it or not, we have a head coach and now an offensive coordinator who believe in running the ball. They want to run, 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 and make plays off play action because they've set up the run. That's how they think. It's wrong. It's stupid, but that's the team that we have. And thankfully, it looks like Chris Carson can be the guy. The end of this game numbers for him were not stellar, but we all saw him play very well in that first half. He scored a touchdown where basically nobody touched him, a 6-yard touchdown. He had a couple other good runs. He caught a couple passes. He looks ready to go. Wilson, he missed some throws, but we saw some very promising signs from him, most notably in his connection with Brandon Marshall. Marshall is a guy who before today you would have said probably might not, it's up in the air if he's going to make the team, but after a day like today, it really seems like he's going to make the team and be a part of the team going into the season. He's going to start maybe because, when you think about it, most teams go three wide these days, and he looks like the third best wide receiver. Jaron Brown and him were kind of fighting for that third receiver spot. And in my opinion, if Marshall didn't get it, he was probably not going to make the team because he's a veteran. But he gives us something. And I was concerned about Marshall. I didn't know if he could give us something this year. I thought he might be over the hill, but he's got some game. So obviously no Baldwin or Lockett tonight. So the Marshall thing was the main thing that caught my eye in the passing game. Offensive line looked good. Even if Fetty did not play that bad of a game, he had one play where he committed an obvious holding penalty and did not get flagged somehow. Other than that, I mean, I wasn't watching my TV thinking, oh my God, Fetty is so bad. So that is a big improvement. And if that's real, if that's for real, then we have everything that we need on this roster to be a great offensive team. So offensively, I'm happy. I saw what I needed to see, guys. That offensive line looks like they're getting better every week. This is all we're going to learn for now. When we get to the real games, when we play Denver in week one and, we play Dallas and Arizona and Chicago, and I think that's our first 4 games. If they beat the crap out of our offensive line, then, obviously things change in our minds. But insofar as you can learn things in the preseason, they look like an NFL offensive line. Now we need some things to go right. Now we need some guys to carry that into the regular season, but I'm intrigued by what I see out there. It's all pretty good stuff. Backup quarterback situation. Magoo, he's a gamer, man. he is showing me some real good stuff. The numbers tonight are not pretty, but he's got some moves, he's got some mobility back there. He made some nice throws tonight. The touchdown pass to David Moore, when David Moore made another big play in this game. He had a punt return for a touchdown that got called back as well. We may as well. I'm not saying I'm in love with it. I'm not saying he's great, but seems like he's got a little bit of game that Austin Davis just doesn't have anymore. So you may as well. I'm not jumping up and down about it, but it should be good enough. So that's the offense. I saw what I needed to see. Defense. Look, it's never good when your team can't get off the field on third down. It's really bad when I've seen this defense be the best defense in the league and still not be able to get off the field on third down. We've seen it. And tonight, that was the only thing. I thought this defense played really well, but third down, a few times they gave up a play, a few times they, gave up the, third and shorts, they give up the yardage. Third and medium, they gave up a medium pass play. Third and long, they gave up a couple. They gave up one third and goal where Bobby Wagner had a sack, but Shaquille Griffin was holding Diggs in the end zone. I didn't even see the play, actually, so I don't know if he was holding or not, but that was the flag. That stuff is disheartening, because if you're going to tell me this year that the defense is going to scrap together a decent season, but they're just not going to be able to get off the field on third down, then I don't know how we win this year. So yeah, that was aggravating. But this defense played hard. This defense was hitting. I mean, KJ Wright nearly ruined my fantasy season by killing Stephon Diggs. We had a couple other players just smashing people. Bobby Wagner took Kirk Cousins out on a sack that I think got wiped out because of a penalty. We were getting after the quarterback. It was Cousins. It was Simeon. We were getting pressure on him. Justin Coleman made some good plays in the slot off the blitz. We were knocking passes down. I liked what I saw from this defense for the most part. Shaquille Griffin had a couple of pass deflections. One of them was he was just following Diggs stride for stride down the field, and if he turns around, he probably picks it off. So next time, turn around. But impressive game for him. He continues to get better. Brandon Jackson had a nice sack. Mingo had a sack off of the edge, I think. No, it wasn't Mingo. It was Eric Walden had actually 2 sacks. Just a lot of effort on that defense, and I was pretty happy with most of what I saw out there. The third down, that's a problem, but that's been a problem for a long time. That's not necessarily something that I think is wrong with these guys specifically. It seems like it has something to do with the overarching philosophy of this defense, and we can't count on that to go away. So, really good game by the defense, I think. One of the touchdowns they gave up was a short field because of a punt return. Or no, not the punt return, the interception return. Yeah, I'm good. There's some stuff to clean up, but given the talent that we have on this defense, that's about as good as you're going to get, I think. We made some plays out there. We pressured the quarterback a lot. We were creative in the ways that we got pressure on the quarterback. And I think if we play with that kind of intensity this season, we're going to win a pretty good number of games. Now, all that being said, all that good stuff, get all that out of the way for a second. You never really like to see your defense give up a late lead like that. We had the Vikings in 4th and 15, and we gave up a 25-yard touchdown pass. But I'm not going to take it that seriously. But it was something that throughout this game was going through my head of like, man, this defense, when am I going to see a Seahawks defense just get off the field on third down? It's frustrating. But, yeah, that's basically it. Dixon had a monster game. Janikowski made a 55-yard field goal, so the special teams were mostly on point. Although, part of the reason we blew this lead, gave up a big kickoff return, or a big punt return. Not exactly what I want to see. All right, that's the game. I think we played great. Couple of things to address, but this is about as good as we can get, I think. I mean, this is not a Super Bowl caliber team. I don't expect it to be. This is a team that if they play well and a few things go their way, they can make the playoffs. And tonight, I saw what I needed to see to believe that that is very much in play. We played a really good Minnesota team, and I know it was the preseason. I know we played a lot of their backups, but that's a very good Vikings squad. So I take it seriously when I see our offense able to run the ball, when I see a Fetty playing a little better, when I see Brandon Marshall making plays. That stuff means something against a team like this. So I'm gonna go probably stream some World of Final Fantasy over here, so you can come check me out on Twitch after this video if you want to. See you guys before the fourth preseason game next week.